Okay, welcome back. In today's video, we are going to discuss how to create payroll journal entries in the accounting system and also how to cost those to the job appropriately. So the first thing that we're going to do here is from our project dashboard, we're just going to go into the accounting portion of the 2020 Construction Cloud and click on the Accounting and Finance app. Once we're in here, you can see that we have a journal already set up for payroll, but let's take a quick look at that. So we're just going to go to journals and we're going to look at our payroll journal that we have set up here. We've just called it payroll. It's a miscellaneous journal and we have some default debit and credit accounts. So I'm just going to double check these. I want to make sure that we're putting money or that we're crediting money from our bank account here. And for this, we're going to use our default wages and salaries account. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save now. We'll jump right in and create a journal entry. So go to advisor at the top and journal entries. And again, you need to have accounting advisor privileges in order to do this. But the first thing I'm going to do now then is just hit the create button. And we're already using that payroll journal that we set up. And here I'm just going to set up the date. This is going to be payroll from 2/6/17 to 2/12/17. Let's just clean that up slightly. Payroll from that date there. Here's the date of our journal entry. So now we're just going to simply go through and add an item. You can see that when I add an item, I don't have the ability to add a project or a budget account to this unless I mark it as a direct expense. So I'm going to click the direct expense button, then I'm going to hit add an item. Now I have the ability to do everything. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select our bank account that we're going to credit the money from, and I'm going to put in a label here, and then I'm going to credit the total amount of our payroll expense, which in this case is going to be 3,880.25. So there's the credit. Now I'm going to go through and I'm going to debit all of the different accounts that I want to associate this with. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to debit our wages account. There's our project manager, wages and salary. I'm going to skip over the partner here. I'll put in the same label and I'm going to add this to a project, our South Commerce Park project, and I'm going to add it to one of the budget accounts on this project. So I've previously taken our payroll totals and I've separated the amount that I want to distribute and how I want to distribute this payroll across the different budget items. So I have that set out sitting here in front of me. But the first one, I'm just going to look at mobilization here, and I'm going to debit mobilization $388.03. Then I'm going to come through and we'll just tab out of that. We'll add in a new item. We'll do the same thing for all of the different distributions of this transaction. So I'm going to select the job. Again, we could create one journal entry to distribute payroll across all of our jobs and all of our analytic accounts. And we're working on a way just to be able to import this as well. So our next account here, we'll say is facility sanitary sewers. And on this, we're going to debit 543.24. Let's speed this up just a little bit and get the counts in. And our final account here. So you'll notice one thing to point out here, as I'm going through and I'm adding in these different items here, you'll notice down at the bottom that we can see whether we're on or whether we're off our account balances. And here you can see that I've actually entered these items in twice. So I'm going to delete that item. Oops, looks like I missed an account. We'll add that here. Okay, so now you can see that our totals down here at the bottom, 3,880.25, 3,880.25. Again, I could just put in a reference down here at the bottom, some notes associated with this, and we're good to go. So I can save this to work on it at a later time. by clicking the save button in the top right or top left-hand corner, or I could hit the post, at which time it's going to generate those journal transactions. And now if we go back to look at that project budget report, we'll be able to see all of these costs associated in the direct costs column of that report. So let's just go take a quick look. Let's go to self-commerce part. Click on our budget analysis tool, and let's remove the group by division here so that we can look at our direct costs. Now we can see that our direct costs have all the associated costs that we just entered in for our payroll journal entry. So that's pretty much all there is to it. That's how we enter journal entries for payroll and how we cost those out to jobs. Thank you for your time. Let us know if there's any ways that we can improve this, and we look forward to seeing you on the next video demonstration.